Hello there everyone, and welcome to another Uchu Sentai Kyuranger review video. This time I am taking a look at the Kyulette Wheel. This is based upon a sort of device that they use to determine as to which 5 Kyurangers are going to go out on a mission. In most episodes, they choose 5 Kyurangers to go out on the mission, and I think it is done to save on the Kyuranger energy. This set does include 10 miniature Kyutama and 1 normal-size Kyutama, which is this Kyutama, which I believe is called the All Kyuranger Kyutama. Now, you'll notice is that there are 10 Kyutama. We have the red Kyutama, the orange Kyutama, the blue Kyutama, gold, black, silver, green, pink, yellow, and then we have this Kyutama right here. Not sure if you could see it before, but there it is. It is a pearl white Kyutama, and if you are wondering what Kyutama this is supposed to be, well, this is it. This Kyutama right here represents this one. And, well, I'm not quite sure as to why they have it be in white, because this Kyutama right here is not entirely in white at all. So, anyway, when they use the Kyulette Wheel, if this Kyutama were to come out, that would mean that it would be a mission where all of the Kyurangers get to go out on the mission. But from what I've seen of the Kyuranger series, I've seen all 48 episodes, I think that this has only been used 2 times, but there have not been missions in which, well, there have not just been 2 missions in which all the Kyurangers go out, because sometimes they don't even use the Kyulette Wheel. Sometimes they just decide on what team goes out on their own. And this is also apparently an element from Kyuranger that people who don't think adapting Kyuranger into Power Rangers is a good idea are forgetting about. They obviously are forgetting about this. Or don't even know about it. And maybe some of them don't even care. I don't know. But anyway, this Kyulette Wheel does feature a number of different sounds, and I will go ahead and show you that. Over on the side, there's this switch right here, and I will turn it on. So there you go. And you push down on this button right here to create this sort of music. I just decided to let that play out so you know what it sounds like. Now, when you hold it down, you also get a couple of other sounds, like this one. And that just simply means it's some sort of chance, and that sound indicates that you lost at it. Now I'm going to see if I can try to get it to do the one where you actually win at it. Could take me a couple of attempts, but I will cut to when I finally get it to do the winning one. And there is the winning sound. Took me 2 attempts to get it to do that, but it pretty much just randomizes what sounds you get from doing that. Now, I am going to do the whole purpose of this set, and I'm going to put the Kyutamas into the Kyulette Wheel, but I'm not going to put this one in there because I do not want to have a full 9-Ranger team go out. Oh, I think I need to show you the top and show you the Kyutamas going in. Alright. Alright, there we go. All of them are in. Well, all the ones besides the all Kyuranger Kyutama are in. And now to make them, well, now it's time to determine which team is going to go out. Now, I'm not going to push on this button again. In fact, I'm going to turn this off, on off mode, and just roll this around. Because it's actually already, it's very noisy when you turn it around, so it's kind of hard to hear the music. So I'm just not going to play it, because you've already heard it during this review video. So, here we go. Okay, and the team that we get is Okami Blue, Oshi Black, Washi Pink, Chameleon Green, and Kajiki Yellow. Lucky was not so lucky this time, although the funny thing here is that of the times in which they used the Kyulette Wheel, Lucky was only left out one time, which is quite a surprise because he usually does go out on a mission. And plus, if you don't even have Lucky, you can't even form Q-Reno, not without the Shishi Voyager. Although the Kyuranger team, the one time in which there was a Kyuranger team that was sent out that didn't feature Lucky, they didn't even form a mech at all. Because later on in that episode, they actually did introduce the all Kyuranger Kyutama, and they all went out on a mission together. Alright, I'm going to roll this around until all the other Kyutama come out. And there you go. Now, it's quite a shame that they didn't include Kyutamas of the other 3 Rangers. Of course, the Kyulette Wheel was released. I think... well, I'm pretty sure that U Commander was already introduced, but they did not have Koguma Sky Blue be introduced, and of course, certainly long before Ho-Ho Voyager was introduced. Probably would have been good if they actually later released those Kyutamas as individual sets, you know, like they're like this little small $2 or $3 or 2 or 3 yen or 200 yen. I'm not real sure how the Japanese currency works out. I'm not real sure because, you know, I live in America and we have dollars. But anyway, I've actually made my own miniature Kyutama. This is a purple one that represents the U Kyutama. This is a light blue one, which is the Koguma Kyutama. And this is a kind of a darkish red one, which represents the Ho-Ho Kyutama. And I did my best to make these be the exact same size as the miniature Kyutama, although this one's kind of a little shorter than the other one, so that was not my intention. This one's a little closer, although they're not completely round in them in comparison. So, I'm gonna now try these out, although they're not as heavy as the real ones, but I'm gonna try them out anyway. So, I'm going to put them all in and then cut to when I start turning it. Now we are doing this from a different angle. I'll move this back so you can see a bit more of the wheel. And... okay, and I actually did include the all Kyuranger Kyutama in there this time. Okay, but anyway, what we've got here is... this time the team would be Washi Pink, Hibechikai Silver, Kajiki Yellow, U Commander, and Sasori Orange. Although I think that I want to keep trying this out until we actually finally get to getting the red Kyutama out. Because we gotta have Lucky on the team, right? We did it! We got Lucky out! There we go. That is Lucky. So, thank you so much for watching this. Oh, and there's one more thing that I'd like to bring up. From watching the Kyuranger episodes, I've noticed that the Kyulette Wheel in the show, while almost identical or mostly identical to the Kyulette Wheel, or, well, the toy anyway, it looks to be a little bigger than the toy right here. The toy is slightly smaller than the one that's used on the show. And I think that the whole reason as to why they actually have the toy be a lot smaller than what was shown on the show is because if it was as big as the one on the show, it probably would have been a lot more expensive and probably very less likely that children would be able to afford this. So they had to decrease the size to be sure that it was pretty much more within the forgery state, if that's even a word, pretty much within the budget that fans of the show may have when purchasing these. So they had to make it smaller in order to make it possible for a lot more people to buy it. Now, normal size Kyutama cannot fit into the Kyulette Wheel. See? Doesn't work. But still, it's a pretty nice thing to have, and it certainly is fun to just turn it around and determine the different Kyuranger teams. And it's a pretty interesting thing to have. It's almost like it could be part of some sort of board game. I'm not quite sure exactly what the Kyulette Wheel could be used for, but the mini Kyutamas certainly feel like they could be game pieces. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time.